Hello guys, this is going to be a review of the V-Moda Crossfade M100. Recently I did a three-way comparison of the M100 alongside Logitech's UE6000 as well as V-Moda's own Crossfade LP1s. If you haven't seen that review, I'm going to post a link right here. You can click right here and you can go to that comparison. So let's get started with this review. Here is the box that the M100 comes in. It's fairly small. My hand is sort of average size, and you can see I'm pretty much nearly able to grip the entire box completely. It's pretty small for a full-size headphone. So within the box you get the case. This case is pretty epic. I love the design ethic of it. It's very small. You can easily palm it, as you can see here, for an average size hand. And within the case you get pretty much a 1/4, I believe this is what you call jack. This is for like studio related purposes, for like your home receivers that take the more bigger jacks. And you get a little V cork plug in which you would put into the other opening of the M100. So the M100 is all dual input headphones, meaning that it has dual entries. So one could be used from the source, and you can plug another headphone into that and piggyback off of that, or you can utilize this cable that comes with it. This is a 6-feet cable. These are not really practical for outside use. So you basically plug this end into the source, and then you plug another headphone into this, and then you'll be able to listen to one source utilizing two headphones. This could be very handy if you're on the bus with your friend, and you guys can listen to the same media device. So the more practical cable that you'd be using for outside use is this cable here, which features an inline microphone and control. So this is the part that goes into the headphone, and a little bit down is the actual mic. So the mic is actually independent from the control itself, so I'm going to explain that right now. They move the mic away from the control and a bit more further up, so it can reduce the microphonics that you'd receive when the cable rubs against your clothes. So you're going to have minimal noise going towards the mic as you're utilizing these when you're outside and you're moving about. The control here is a one-button control, which can be utilized with an Android or an iPhone. You can pick up calls as well as hang up calls. You can pause your tracks. You can resume your tracks. You can skip forward and you can skip backwards, both on the Android and iPhone platform. This cable is reinforced with Kevlar, which is the same material that they use for bulletproof vests, so this is a very rugged cable. V-Moda claims that this cable can withstand up to 1 million or more bends at the strain relief part right here. So that is a very, very high claim. I actually do take the word for it. This feels like a very durable and rugged cable. So the cable is rather interesting in the sense that it terminates into a 45-degree jack as opposed to the traditional 90-degree or the straight out cable jacks. So that's pretty much it for the cable. Let's get to the headphones itself. Now the reason why I call these the Ferrari editions, it's because of what I've done to these headphones. As you can see, I took a Ferrari logo and slapped it to the side of the plates, as simple as it gets. The reason why I did this is because, for me, the philosophy of Ferrari and the way that they design their motorsports and their exotic automobiles is that it has a very bold and exotic look, and these headphones mimic that. It's as if Ferrari made these headphones. You can see by the sharp curves and the red and black contrast, and it looks like something that Ferrari would actually make if they were making headphones. Actually, they do make headphones, but the sound quality does not match the M100s. So as you can see, these are some beautiful headphones, absolutely beautiful. And it just looks so much better in person that cameras really can't capture it. So let's get more into the review and the more important aspects. So first thing I'm going to dive into is the comfortability of these headphones. So the pads that are installed now are the XL pads, which you can get off of V-Moda's website. I'm going to talk about the stock pads. since that's what most people are going to be having when they get the M100s for the first time. For me, the stock pads were uncomfortable after an hour or so, and the reason being is because the height that you see here from the XL pads, it wasn't as high or as tall as these pads right now, so it was a bit shorter. As a result, my ears didn't really get inside, and the pads would actually rest upon my ears, and eventually the housing of the ear of the speaker over here would go through the pads and then press against my ears, causing discomfort, forcing me to take the headphones off after about an hour or so. Now with these pads, the comfort has risen to the point in which I actually would rank these amongst the most comfortable headphones that I've ever put on my head. I get to the point I actually look forward to putting these on when I go outside, because they act as ear muffs, because the weather is actually getting colder now. So these keep my ears warm, and they feel absolutely amazing. They feel like pillows on your head, basically. So I highly recommend that you guys get the XL pads. Another thing to notice is that they do change the sound characteristics of the M100s. They make the sound a bit more airy, balancing out the bass and bringing forth the mid-range and the upper treble. So let's get to the durability. Like I said before with the cables are very rugged, but V-Moda also claims that the headphone itself is highly rugged. So as you can see right here, this part of the headphone is constructed of steel. Not many headphones on the market are constructed of steel. Most of them are constructed of plastic. So underneath the synthetic leather over here is a steel band. So the majority of this headphone is constructed of steel, and as a result, V-Moda claims that this headphone can withstand, at the steel band, 10 plus flat bends. And to go even further, the headphone itself can drop on concrete floor 70 plus times from a height of 6 feet. Would I want to do this to make sure? No, these things cost too much. Even though I do take V-Moda's word for it, I don't want to see the blemishes that's going to result. But I know the headphones are going to work. So you can throw these around and, treat them rough as much as you'd like, and know that these headphones are going to work. So it's a very good thing to know that these are highly durable. What really makes me think and wonder is, how did V-Moda get something to be this beautiful and this durable simultaneously? We will never know. It's all a secret. So now let's get to the more important aspect of the review, which is the sound. So the M100s are classified as a modern audiophile headphone. And what that means is it's a headphone for someone who cares about the sound quality of the music they're listening to. But also the genres that they're listening to are more modern based, such as EDM, trance, techno, hip hop, drum and bass, dubstep. The list goes on. More, bass focused music. So these headphones offer crystal clear audio, but its focus is in the bass region. So now, compared to like audiophile based headphones like the Sennheiser HD800s, Bayer Dynamics, Grado, the list goes on, those very high caliber, pristine sounding audiophile headphones, I would take these headphones over them, the M100s. The reason why I take the M100s over them is because of the type of music I listen to, which is primarily drum and bass. Those headphones that I just listed do not offer the level of bass and satisfaction that the M100s offer. And it's not like the M100s offer, loads of bass that's not controlled with texture and, the correct amount of level in terms of the relation to the mid-range and the treble. The bass on these are absolutely phenomenal. It doesn't really bleed into the mid-range and muddy up the sound. The sound is still crystal clear, but it's just the level of bass that really gets you up and, wanting to actually enjoy your music. It makes you forget that you're actually listening to a pair of headphones. The thing about those audiophile headphones I listened to before, they don't really make me connect to the music. It's like I'm sitting there and trying to analyze the music more, as opposed to just enjoying the music. The M100's frequency response is obviously tailored towards the bass, like I said previously. But it also has adequate levels of lower mid-range presence and upper mid-range presence, which pretty much is the majority of the music. So the music is not entirely veiled in its presentation. You hear everything, and you also feel everything. That's what I'm trying to get across. You connect with the music on a level that I feel that the audiophile-based headphones really don't offer. They don't offer that level of connection in terms of how you feel the music. So the mid-range on these is really clear. The thing is that it's not as upfront as you'd expect, because it's not a mid-forward headphone. It's actually a mid-range neutral headphone, focusing more of its energy towards the bass. The upper treble and the lower treble is actually adequate, and I actually like what V-Moda has done here. It's like it's a very, you know, smooth and sweet take on the treble. The treble is crisp when needed. It has really good amounts of air. You know, it captures the harmonics of everything. The cymbals and hi-hats, they have that nice sizzle and presence, but it's not to the level of being fatiguing, introducing sibilance to the vocals, as well as overdoing, you know, the instruments that lie in that region. So you get a very satisfying amount of treble, which is not going to destroy your ears after about 20 minutes or so of listening to the music. A lot of headphones do that. They like to boost the treble, which gives a sort of wow factor to the music, but over time it gets to the point where the music begins to sound artificial because of the sibilance that is introduced, as well as the music sounding, you know, very painful and grating on the ears, introducing listening fatigue. Now, the main thing I love about these headphones is its soundstage capabilities. Thanks to these V ports right here that V-Moda calls them, it allows the sound to escape, but not as much as an open back headphone that has the entire back exposed. So since the sound is able to escape, it gives a sort of airy presence to the sound, increasing the sound staging and leading to a more engaging musical experience. But as a result, it does allow sound to enter, which kind of cuts down on its noise isolation, as well as sound to escape, which is pretty much its focus, but that also leads to people around you hearing what you're listening to. But as a result, the sound stage is absolutely amazing. Instrument separation is razor sharp, and just the overall presentation and depth of field is pretty much amazing. It's amongst the best I've heard, basically. So if I can just summarize this headphone in a nutshell, buy it. That's all I can say. If you're looking for, it's pretty much just that simple. If you're looking for a headphone in a $300 range, just skip over everything else that you've seen. I personally don't believe that there's a headphone on the market right now that offers at all aspects to the level that the V-Moda M100s do. There's headphones that sound better, yes, but do they look as good? Do they feel as good? Are they as small? Are they as portable? Most likely no. There are headphones that are probably even smaller, but do they sound as good? You get the point, right? These nail, you know, they do extremely well in all the aspects that a headphone is pretty much recommended or looked at to do. So I really can't recommend another pair of headphones than the V-Moda M100s. They pretty much offer on all angles. So if you guys have any comments or questions that I did not answer in this video, feel free to post them in the comment box below. I will try to answer them to the best of my ability. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Later.